Wondering how to seduce other people? In this video, we'll give you 13 tips on how to make your seduction work for everyone. A good seduction is a mystery to some. However, it's not about looking like a model, it's about your appearance and attitude. Even small actions can make a person appear attractive and thus make them more attractive. Still, there's a fine line between seductive and creepy here, which is why seduction is particularly difficult for some people. Luckily, we can give you 13 tips to make your next seduction work. Number 1, maintain eye contact. You can ignite the fire in another person with targeted glances. If you have hardly come into contact with this person, then look for eye contact about 20 to 30 times an hour. A simple smile helps here already miracles. By doing this, you first increase the chance of getting to know each other. Play with your looks and see how the person reacts. Intensive eye contact is the first step towards seduction. Number 2, laugh and be silly. Studies prove that people are attracted to people with whom they can laugh. Therefore, laugh often together with the person you want to seduce. Also, it is likable if you can laugh at yourself and show the person that you don't take life too seriously. Number 3, show off your body. As a woman, you should show off your sexy curves when your crush is around. When standing, shift your weight to one leg, while the other is flared, so that you tilt your hips slightly. Pull in your belly and stick out your chest and butt. Also play a little with your neckline. You can now place your hand loosely on your hip. As a man, however, a conscious posture is just as important. To attract someone in this case, you should also push out your chest and pull in your stomach. Also make sure you walk upright. Number 4, kiss the person spontaneously and passionately. Whether you have been in a relationship for a long time or want to seduce a stranger, passionate kisses seduce everyone. The important thing here is that this happens spontaneously and also really passionate. Stand still, take your time, look deeply into the person's eyes and kiss them sensually with passion. With this you can really seduce anyone. Number 5, set on a nose-ear touch. Especially men react very sensitively to gentle touches on the ear, but this also applies to women. Therefore, you increase the sexual desire if you touch the ear gently, or even better, whisper something in the ear of the person and touch the ear of the other with your nose. You do not have to say anything dirty, but the touch alone is enough to arouse desire. Number 6, touch the person randomly. Rely on random physical contact to provide a certain closeness and intimacy. However, this must not be too much or too often. This intimacy you also do not acquire overnight, but you build up over days or weeks. For example, your arms or shoulders may accidentally touch each other. If you already have a closer bond, you can pat the person on the shoulder if he or she has done something well, or touch the back of the neck or shoulder in an appropriate context. This is how you build intimacy. Number 7, make compliments. Both women and men are happy about compliments that are deliberately said. These can therefore be very attractive, but should be chosen specifically and be appropriate in the situation. For example, if you laugh with your crush like this, you can say, "I love your humor." If that person is showing you a new piece of clothing, for example, you can also praise the person's body or figure. Compliments are the first step to getting closer. Number 8, seduce with a massage. A massage allows a connection on a sensual level. The easiest way to start here is with a head massage. In what situation doesn't matter here. It can be a Netflix evening or any other moment. For this, stroke through the hair of the person you want to seduce and massage the head and scalp, and the rest will come naturally. Number 9, be patient. Wanting to seduce someone and appearing needy do not go together. Because the more desperate you seem, the less attractive you are to others. For this reason, you must not put pressure on the person you want to seduce. Even if you are at a loss as to how to seduce the person, they should not notice. Therefore, practice patience if the person is not yet ready, and show yourself confident and not willing. The attraction will then come on its own and can be increased with the tips already mentioned. Number 10, surprise works wonders. A seduction is no longer so exciting and tingling if the other person knows exactly what you want to get at. Your behavior should therefore not always be obvious to the other person. This tip is of course not important in the initial phase of getting to know someone, because everything is still exciting there. But if you have already had several dates with the person or you are in a relationship, surprises are worth their weight in gold. For example, you can surprise the person with new underwear, show up naked under your jacket, or do things in bed that you haven't tried in bed yet. Number 11, send ambiguous messages. When you exchange text messages with your crush, e.g., via email or WhatsApp, occasionally rely on ambiguous messages. By doing so, you'll steer his fantasy in the right direction, although you'll protect yourself from embarrassment with the serenity and the actually meant content. Number 12, don't always be available. Especially in the early stages, you find people who do exciting and interesting things and are therefore not always available very attractive. You are then all the happier when the person wants to spend their precious time with you. So, for example, if you are invited on a date or another occasion, don't say yes right away, but be calm and tell the person that you need to check your calendar first. After that, of course, you can accept. And number 13, be mysterious. This point is closely related to the previous aspect. But instead of showing yourself as busy, you can also show yourself mysterious by not blurting out your life story like an open book. So let curiosity arise in your stories, which increases the desire. These were all the tips. We keep our fingers crossed that your seduction will work. But don't forget that seduction on the first date is different from seduction of your steady partner. Therefore, choose the tips accordingly and do not overdo it. If you now also want to know how you can influence people, then be sure to watch the video which we link to you at this point. There we show you 3 simple psycho tricks. If you liked the video, then I would be really happy about a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new video.